AED for the FR1. Go ahead and turn it on.
Apply pads.
And you can see
Plug-in connector.
what it's going to be telling. The next step would, of course, be to grab the electrodes, open up
Apply
the package.
pads. Plug-in connector.
And you would go ahead and take the pads out of the package, the foil package, and connect. Okay, and your pads that come out of the package are going to be
pads. Plug-in connector.
here and here. So placed on the side, underneath on the left rib cage, and also on the right upper chest of the victim, of the patient.
Apply pads.
Okay.
Plug-in connector.
So you would peel the pads. You can see they're very sticky on the back. So if you take a look at the pads, you can see they are very, very sticky. You'd put those on the patient's chest as shown on the device itself.
Apply pads. Plug-in connector.
The pads package itself. The pads themselves, or the user guide. Okay? Be sure to put them only on a bare chest of a patient.
Apply pads. Plug-in connector.
The particular device, FR1 here, will say this and read this on the screen, or plug in the connector repeatedly, or attach the defibrillation pads until the pads are applied to the patient's bare chest.
Apply pads. Plug-in connect.
I'm going to turn it off for the rest of the demo. The important part is for the understanding of number 1, you must turn on the device. Number 2, you must then, once the pads are placed appropriately on an adult or a child front and back, then you must go ahead and wait 5 to 8 seconds for analysis. Once the analysis occurs, you will see a prompt on the screen that will either advise shock or no shock advised. If there's no shock advised, you would proceed towards CPR. If there is a shock advised, it will start to flash this red button called the shock button, and you would press that. You will listen for the speaker to go ahead. The voice prompt would say, would tell you to deliver a shock. The shock button would flash, you would hear a steady tone, and you would see the screen prompt here that would state, press the shock button and show you the symbol to deliver the shock. It is that easy. It is 1, 2, 3. Once the shock has been delivered, by you pressing the button, you can feel it. It's a very tactile touch, so you know that it has been pressed. You can then go ahead and begin CPR. That is the 1, 2, 3 of any AED, but this specifically covers the Forerunner or FR1 series. Thank you. All right, welcome to the demo for the FR1 Forerunner Heartstream, Agilent, or Phillips or Laerdal FR1 AED. The X indicates that it is not in a readiness condition, and so therefore the battery would need to be inserted or replaced. A hourglass will be shown as soon as we go through this self-test. So this is a good battery. And before I go ahead and insert, what I'd like to show you is the data card. The data card can be removed after any event, and the ECG data provided to your medical direction. Typically, you would call your ThinkSafe number, 888-473-1777, to make sure you get your AED post-event review completed on a timely basis and shared with your medical director, as well as EMS, as pertinent to your civil liability immunity laws for your state. To insert the battery, by the way, this data card can be removed and sent in, and it will be sent to you afterwards. What you can do here is simply insert the battery. When that happens, it's going to provide a prompt and flashing lights because it's running a self-test. The LCD screen will variate. And of course, if this is an emergency, you would press the off button and go ahead and proceed with turning it on and going into a live event. We're going to let the running self-test complete. You can note the placement of AED pads is on the actual AED itself, as well as on a package of pads that will be with your device. And to open the pads, you'll simply rip them open. These are already opened, and remove them. And we'll need these in a little bit to connect them when it prompts us. So it's running the self-test and lighting up things to make sure they work. Since the adult pad placement is here, what I should tell you is that for any patient under 8 years or under 55 pounds, you will check for pediatric pads. If there are none, then you're going to place the pads as shown, front and back, because the pads cannot touch. If the pads were to touch, it would cause an arc flash. So again, on their small little bodies, you need to place front and back. That is current American Heart Association protocol. Self-test has passed. Now it's going to verify with 2 beeps the speaker. I'm going to verify the button and pad connector light. And it's going to ask me to press these contrast buttons, which have been verified. To adjust the contrast, which I do not need to do. And it'll run a few more indicators. Pressing the shock button, which has been verified, and pressing the on and off button. The test is now complete, and the device is ready to be stored either in a case that would be a soft case or semi-rigid case, such as a case like this with a readiness window, or a rugged Pelican case for mobile deployments that is preferred.